Welcome to the lab.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back to the lab. I'm Dr. Sketch. I'm glad to be back again. It's been a while. It's been a long while. I thought this would be the perfect time to do my first 3D printer reveal. Elegoo, who made this awesome printer here. Let me see if I can take you guys over here. This awesome printer is called the Centauri Carbon, and it is an awesome printer. It has done some awesome things, and they just released the Centauri Carbon 2. Let me show you guys exactly what the Centauri Carbon was able to do for me. I still haven't finished a couple of these, or, well, a lot of them. Let me show you here. Okay, so the Centauri Carbon is what I've been using for these past few months. And I'm absolutely in love with it. I love the Centauri Carbon. And no, Elegoo has not sponsored this video. I would love it if they did, but they have not. Everything that you see, I have paid for. And I've been using the Rapid Print PLA. It's just a thicker, stronger filament, and I've been using the Elegoo. And so here's one example. I made this little lady here, Amari, from Final Faction. If you all remember, I did some videos on Final Faction a while back. If you don't remember, you can go back and look those up. I did some pretty awesome customs on some figures that I got from the Dollar Tree. They were called Final Faction. Dollar Tree introduced these figures, and they were only $1 at the time. Then they went up to $1.25. I think now they're like $1.75. But they haven't released any, and they canceled the series. So I thought it would be really cool if I used basically their mold, Amari, their figure, to make this gal here. So I designed her in layer paint. Went in, drew her out, followed the toy mold, basically. Looked at the toy and, drew it out. So I drew this out. I used AI to kind of cover the, what do they call that? Cover the things that were missing, basically, that I couldn't do. And in order to put this into 3D, I had to go into another program called Hexa. Hexa 3D. And Hexa, you take an image that you have done and you put it in there, and it will take it, of course, for a fee. I think it's like $115 a year or something like that for Hexa. And you go ahead and you put your image in there, and it will make this 3D. Well, then you can take that, and it's still not perfect. So I went into Nomad Sculpt, and I covered all the little holes and stuff that she may have had, all the little areas that weren't that great. And so then I cleaned her up and printed her out on the Elegoo. And the Elegoo did really well. As you can tell here, this is all hand painted, by the way, for now. And we'll get into that here in a second. But this is all hand painted because the Elegoo Centauri only does one color. It does one color. So all of this is hand painted. If you can see here, I hand painted Amari here. And she was designed by me. So this is a one-of-a-kind sculpt. That soon I will probably have the sculpt itself, the 3D print file, on like Etsy or something. I'll probably put it on there for sale. Probably charge about $2 for the file, maybe $3. I don't know. What do you guys think? For those of you who do 3D printing, how much would you pay for this file? Amari from Final Faction. I mean, I can't charge too much because Final Faction, it's not my brand, but this is my sculpt. So, and these are partially my designs. What I did to Amari, I did it on purpose, and I basically re-sculpted her in order to make the figure my own. So, Amari here will probably sell for $2. I mean, as far as the 3D STL file or OBJ file, object file, will probably sell for $2 or $3 on Etsy if I decide to do that, which I probably will. I'll post a link later on how you can get that file. But I added this base. This was not part of the sculpt. I added the base into the sculpt and designed this base. And yeah, anyway, I painted her up, and this is what she looks like. And this is what the Centauri does. It does a really good job. And if you can see here, I didn't paint this part, how smooth it is. I mean, this thing does a fantastic job. I think I have just a base. Yeah, I have just a base here. And this thing, it does a really good job. Really good job. Let me show you here. Yeah, this is just a base. It's just a standard base. This thing, look how smooth this is. It just does a fantastic job. And that's just a regular Centauri carbon. So anyway, there's Amari. And then I made this Black Mantis. I guess he's not called Black Mantis. He's just called Mantis. From the television series Mantis years ago. I took an image, and again, I did my own thing to it in Layer Paint 3D. Or Layer Paint HD. And then, you know, took it over to AI, had it touched up a little bit, which it didn't do much. AI couldn't do much with it because I already made it look really good. So, basically just added high def is what it did. Then what I did is I took this and again, took it into Hexa, had Hexa printed out onto an STL file, had the STL file sent over to Nomad, did some touch-ups using Nomad Sculpt, and printed this out downloaded the file and printed it out on the old Elegoo Centauri. And I think it did really well. And again, this is hand painted. I hand painted this. But it's this guy here too. Well, I'll probably sell on Etsy as far as the STL file or the OBJ file. Probably sell on Etsy for a couple bucks. So yeah, I'll post a link for that one too later on. And then got Alex here, Cyclotron from DC's Super Friends back in the day. This was a action figure. I printed out one that actually was the action figure that Mattel made. So I went ahead and I just scanned this. This is just a 3D scan from Hexa 3D and then sent over to Nomad Sculpt and, you know, kind of cleaned it up a little bit. But this is Alex Cyclotron from the Mattel figure that they made years ago. And you can see it's kind of rough, but that's because it was from the Mattel figure. You can see where the joints had the holes and stuff. See it? It's because this was taken directly from the Mattel figure. Because I always wanted one, but I didn't want to, you know, I have a 3D printer. I don't need a figure to pose. I just wanted the design. So anyway, I went in and I redesigned Cyclotron. So this is a one-of-a-kind. This right here is one-of-a-kind. Went ahead and redesigned Cyclotron and made him my own, basically. He still looks like Cyclotron, but I used AI again to touch him up, and then I used Hexa to make the file, and then sent it over to Nomad, of course, and did some touch-up on that, some retouching, using the clay sculpt there. And then digital clay sculpt, not actual clay. But then I did so Nomad, yeah, Hexa, then Nomad, and then printed it out onto the Elegoo Centauri here. So this is made from the Elegoo Centauri, and this one again I painted by hand. And this is what this video is all about. Is pretty soon here, I'm not going to have to paint by hand these guys. Let me put these guys away. I'm not going to have to paint by hand. At least most of the parts, anyway. I mean, I'm still probably going to have to paint a little bit as far as my sculpts themselves. Here's why. Excited. So here is the new Elegoo Centauri Carbon 2. This was just sent to me today. It literally just came out probably 2 weeks ago. I wasn't supposed to get this soon, but they shipped it really quick. So I'm actually really happy, but unprepared. Unprepared in a sense that I have no filament for this thing. I wasn't ready. I was not ready for this thing to come yet. So this has no filament that I can try it out right this second. So I'm going to have to continue this video at a later time. But I'm going to show you guys the basics. I'm going to show you guys exactly what this is. So this is the original Centauri Carbon right here. You can see my beautiful face in its shiny glass door. This is the original Centauri Carbon. So the original Centauri Carbon, if you can see here, back here at the very back, there is a power button right there. Right there. You just click that on. It has its own LED light in it. Okay, now we see the screen. So Elegoo, and you can tell it's kind of a messy screen because I use this all the time. It's got these rubber feet that you install, and they come with the machine. It's rubber feet. Trust me, you need them because this thing goes crazy. It goes absolutely crazy with vibration. The USB port is in the front. Comes with a little USB drive that you plug in, and of course you just, it's just like any USB. You just plug it in and the files come up on here, and this is where you would find the files, is that little file folder. So it also has a light built in. Turn that on and you can see there the light that's in there, and you can see the internal workings as well as the reflection on that door. So this thing has a door that opens, and it's smooth opening glass door. You can see I use this thing like crazy. And these, by the way, these little discs, it does not come with those. I 3D printed those. Those are to keep this stuff from falling in, the poop, from falling in and ruining, basically, things. I'm not sure that it would ruin them, but I just took a precaution. So it's got a bigger build bed than like your Creality Ender 3 Pro, like I used to have. I used to display all those. The Ender S. This thing blows those away. By the way, it absolutely blows the S3 Pro or S2 Pro, S1 Pro away completely. You've got this extruder here. It has the PTFE tube right there. The PTFE tube goes all the way to the back. It has this little rubbery plastic chain. Not really TPU. I think it's more of a PTFE, or not PTFE, gosh, I can't remember. Anyway, it's a heavy plastic. So it basically holds this in. There's a lot of stuff here to unpack that I don't have time for this video, because the video itself is going to be a reveal. But so this thing comes right off, and as you can see, it's got that little connector, and you can literally just take that off. You can see this is the fan, and it just comes right off. And then you've got your extruder right here, and the extruder, once you undo the screws, you just take this little lever here and you push it back, and it will push the extruder out. And then you can change it, and there's, your nozzles. Mine is a hardened steel nozzle. I put a hardened steel nozzle on it. It didn't come with it. Put one on there. And aluminum heat sink right there came with it. So you've also got, crap, I just lowered my bed. Anyway, you have this here, if you can see it there. That's the brush that cleans your nozzle. That didn't sound good, but that's what it is, and that's what it does. And then right here, there's a, if you can see that little V right there, that cuts your filament. So it goes down and it cuts your filament and throws it into that bucket right there. So it throws it into that bucket, and then it comes out the back. And let me see if I can get you back there. And if you can see there, I printed out a little bucket, but that little bucket doesn't catch much. It throws all that poop everywhere. So that's just plastic poop that it's just throwing everywhere. But that's okay, because I clean it up later. But yeah, this is the Elegoo. This is the original. It has this glass top here that you take off. They suggest that you take it off for the slower printing filaments. So this just comes right off. And you've got this glass lid that you can just put right back on. It's an awesome printer, guys. It really is. Multiple rails. If you can see that, multiple rails. This bed actually goes up and down. It's not like the other printers that I used to own. This thing has its own independent rail system, and it goes up and down. So, and it's awesome to watch because, let me put this back on here. Actually, it's awesome to watch because this bed will move up and down just a little bit to allow that extruder head from the nozzle head from not hitting your creation, which is awesome. Something you don't experience with like the Creality S1 Pro. So I'm really hoping that this Elegoo 2 right here has these amazing features. We're going to unbox it here in a second, but I'm going to show you basically the basic features of this thing just to kind of compare. So hold on a second. Okay, so we've got our fan put back on, and we're going to go through some of the settings here. After messing with it, I'm definitely going to want to do the automatic leveling. So this automatic leveling, that's just your auto leveling. This thing comes equipped and built with an auto leveler, which it goes down and touches your bed. It's got that metal, that little metal pin like you used to have if you guys have owned other 3D printers or owned a 3D printer at all that had some kind of automatic bed leveling system. You know what it is. It's like a little metal thing that goes down, goes back up, goes down, goes back up, and just feels the bed. It feels about where the location of the bed is so that your nozzle doesn't scrape the bed, or it doesn't stay above the bed and print little squiggly, what do they call it, spaghetti. It doesn't print filament spaghetti everywhere. So you got the automatic leveling, you got the PID tuning, which is the ensures the proper functioning of the printer's hot end. So that's what that is. It's a hot end tuning. Input shaping is to reduce layer lines on the surface of the printed model. Input shaping is very important. One-click self-check. The one-click function does all of these. As you can tell here, here's your calibration options. You can do the input shaping, PID tuning, automatic leveling. You can do any of these in a combination, or you can do the select all and do them all at once. So let's do that real quick. Well, it's not real quick, and as you can see, it says do not touch the printer during this operation, because it's going to go through multiple operations. It's going to go through multiple things. The first thing it does, I believe, is the input shaping. Input shaping just kind of, tests out everything, make sure everything's good with the heat sink and the nozzle, as you can see here. And as you can tell, with the lid on it, it's pretty quiet. This is one of the noisier functions, and it's pretty quiet. With the lid off, however, it's not. It's pretty loud. Let me see if I know it says not to touch it, but yeah, as you can tell, it's just a little bit loud. Oops. So yeah, as you can see, it's going through its normal function, hitting every point. And then it goes back, adjust the bed. And what you just heard, that clicking noise, that's the cutting of the filament. So it printed out some filaments and it cut it. Sent it out to the poop chute. So right now, it's going to its home place. And it's going to do a clean sweep. And it will sit there and do that for a little bit. So I'll be right back when it gets to the PID tuning. Okay. So I've decided it was more important to show you the actual process than to show you the whole thing. So it's already done doing the input shaping, PID tuning, and the automatic leveling. So we're going to hit the completed button. And then of course it takes you back to the main screen. You got the settings button. You've got the... You got your home buttons, which is, this one's a little bit different as far as the Elegoo and other printers, because this actually has a extruder retract system to where you can take your filament and run it through the filament sensor, and then once you get it up through the tube and everything, you can just push that button there and it will insert. Let me take you through the process real quick. So you heard that, and if you do that button there, it says preheat the nozzle above 170 degrees, and it says continue extrusion or confirm. Okay, so let's go back here to the home. You're gonna see you can set the temperature of your heat bed, your build plate, and you can set the temperature of your extruder. And here's of course the fan, and you got your light, and you got your this also hooks to your network. So that's nice. As you can see here, it's got an IP address. And it hooks directly to your network, so you can do things from your PC. So, let's see here. We'll go into Files. And we're going to print... Let's go ahead and print the Leaning Tower of Pisa, or not Leaning Tower Pisa, but the Eiffel. Okay, it's going to ask you if you want to level the bed. You got textured build plate side A or smooth build plate side B. Right now we're using the textured side A. As you can see, it tells you right... Where's it at? I know it's on here somewhere. Anyway, this is side A. So, and then of course it gives you the opportunity for time-lapse photography. You can level it, but we're just gonna keep it as it is. Turn the level off and push print. I'm gonna open this so you guys can see it. And right now it's going through its process. Again, this is the Elegoo 1. This is not the Elegoo 2. I still haven't opened the Centauri 2. So this is the 1 going through the process. I'm just showing you the printing process, so I won't have to show you as much on the 2, because the 2, I imagine, is a little bit different. Not much, but I imagine it's a little bit different. So right now it's just doing the test. Now it's going back home. Bed's leveling. Okay, there goes the hot end. Right now we're just waiting for it to heat. As you can see here, it's at 180 and rising. The bed is at 58 and rising. It's got to get to the 210 mark and the 60 mark for the bed. And there it goes. Right now it's doing the wipe. See, it's laying down the filament. Excuse me. This place is a little dusty. I've been doing a lot of work down here. So it's done 2 of the corners so far. Working on the 3rd. There's the 3rd. And looks like it's completing the 4th. Now it's going to do speed mode. And you can see here, as it's doing that, the speed changes. Right now it's 250, then 200, then 30, then 250. It goes back and forth in order to do this. But as you can see, this sucker is quick, and it does shake. As you can tell, it shakes. So these little feet right here that I mentioned in the first start of the video, as you can tell, they're shaking pretty good. Yeah, so, I mean, but the great thing is it does not affect the printer itself. You know, your print. It doesn't affect the print, as you can tell. I mean, this thing is quick. And you can see here, 0.91%. It's on number 6 out of 605 processes. This is going to take 2 hours and 4 minutes to do. But we're just wanting to, you know, we're wanting to kind of give you an idea of what this thing can do. Right now it's just building. So what we'll do is we'll let that build. I'm going to close this. And then we're going to go check out the Centauri 2. We're going to open it up and see what's in the box. So let's do that. Okay, so just to let you know, I just lifted this off of my table here after putting it up there. And this thing's pretty heavy. It's got some weight to it. It definitely has some weight to it. So we're going to open this up. Okay. I think I got all those areas. Okay. Put my knife up. And we're going to open this bad boy. Okay, so you've got some instructions. Let's see, this is the quick start guide. Ow. Oh, I got something in my finger. So this is the Centauri Carbon 2 combo quick start guide. And it's telling you to remove the foam padding and the toolbox from inside the machine. So let's see here. Here's a quick let's see, Elegoo Matrix, quick start Elegoo Matrix. Oh, so this lets you use the Matrix, which is nice. We're going to check that out too, and probably review that too. The Matrix is that's their little program for their app, I believe. Looks like there's a QR code there that you can use. Scan the QR code to the right to download and install Elegoo Matrix. Register and log into your Elegoo account. And it looks like, yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff on here. So we'll check that out. But then you got your user manual. We're guys, we don't need this crap. Who needs a user manual? No, I do, seriously, because, yeah, there's a warranty and everything. So we're going to check this out. Let's put this aside for right now, just because we're wanting to see what's in the box, right? So you've got this foam, and you want to keep this stuff just in case there's something wrong with the printer. Looks like you've got these little plastic corners you can just pop out. Just pop those right out. Put those aside. Pop that. Pop that. And maybe if you're into cosplay, maybe later on you can use this foam stuff, which is really thick, by the way, for cosplay of some sort, if you're into that kind of thing. I mean, you know, I'm all into upcycling. This is actually a nice little, you plug that up, you might actually be able to float something in this. This is actually pretty nice. This is a pretty nice little lid here. So, kind of set that aside. Okay, then you got your machine wrapped in plastic. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Alright, let me get a pair of scissors or something. See if I can cut through this. There we go. Alright. So then when you open this up here, what do we got? We got some filament. We got that little, I'm not real sure what that is. I guess we'll find out. And then you got a tube cleaner, or a hot end cleaner, looks like. That's what that looks like. Then you got a little tool kit. You got some little screwdrivers, looks like, and an Allen wrench. Some grease for your rods there. That let me show you here. Looks like these right here. That's some grease for your rods, which is great. That comes with that. So, got some grease. Oh, and you've got. Remember, I told you the original came with a little USB, and there's your little USB, right there. That's your little USB drive. That's going to hold some of your files. We'll set that aside. We'll figure out what this is. Okay, this looks like that is, I believe that's the attachment for the color tubes, which is what makes this particular Elegoo super neat. How do you do this? Let me see. I don't want to ruin this. Okay, so this comes right out. Okay, so this comes right out. Okay, so this is just an attachment. That's good to know. Okay, so this is an attachment. This is not attached to the, oh, this is the screen. This is the screen. As you can see here, this is the screen on the Elegoo. And it looks like this one might be a little bit bigger. Not much, but it looks like it might be just a little bit bigger. But that's what this is. This is the screen. Yeah, this is your screen. So we'll kind of put that aside in a safe place. More foam. Like I said, you want to hold on to this for as long as you can, I guess, until you find out whether, you know, with the extensive use. whether it's going to work or not. More foam. This is heavy foam. I mean, look at that stuff. That is heavy foam. I guess it has to pack this stuff in here. Okay, so then you've got more stuff. You've got, looks like, some Bowden tubes. Oh, I bet you that's for the different colors. Okay, so we'll hold on to that. Put that right there. Don't know what this is. I have no clue what that is. It's some kind of connector. Put that aside. Then you've got, don't know what this is either. Some kind of shield. Put that aside. Okay, then it looks like you got more foam. You got more foam here. And that looks like your poop chute. Okay, so this is your filament cutter. And that's your brush right there. Which it looks like it's a better brush. Yeah, it looks like a better brush. It is. It is a better brush. And there's your filament cutter right there. As you can see here. Right there. That's your filament cutter. So we're going to set that aside. Then you've got your power cord. There's your power supply cable. And let's see what's in this. Okay, not real sure what this is. We're going to find out. But right now, looks like there's some screws and some brackets of some sort. And some little thing I've never seen before. So, we're going to put that aside. And this piece of foam here. And this box. Let's check on the print real quick. Sorry about the dizziness. So, as you can see, this thing's printing the Eiffel Tower. Looks pretty good so far. Alright. Okay, looks like we got another foam. Heavy foam box. With something in it. Okay, this is, looks like little risers of some sort. Okay, we're going to find out what these are. And then, okay, this is a plastic piece. Not real sure what that is either. Okay, this feels heavy. Yeah, this is a little bit heavy. So, I'm guessing this is your filament distributor. I guess that's what you would call it. A filament distributor. This is the Elegoo canvas. Okay, so this is the Elegoo canvas. This is the distribution unit. And as you can see, it's got 4 PTFE tubes. It's got 4 tubes. Bowden tubes. And this is the... Oh, it's RFID. So this has got the... there's the nozzle ports. That's for your, I'm guessing, because it's got little springs in there, as you can see. I'm guessing that is for your Bowden tubes, or not Bowden tubes, but your filament. Your filament would go in there. Either that or your filament goes in here. I don't know, we're going to find out. But this is the Elegoo canvas. That's what this is. This is the multicolor filament distributor. But you can also use the same color, I guess, too. You know, that's what that is. So we're going to put that aside. And again, it's kind of a heavy little thing. We're going to leave all these in here because I'm not real sure what these are. Okay, and here is... Okay, this looks like the lid. That's what this is. This is the lid. We're going to take this out of the box. And then we're going to put it up on the counter. Right now, this is the printer. So you can see here, it's pretty much similar. It's very similar, as a matter of fact. Yeah, this comes off the same. It's got the same kind of connector. You go down here, and you got your heat sink, and your nozzle. The boot looks a little bit different, not much. And we're going to check that out later. But we'll put this back on and see how easy that comes off and goes back on. There's just two little, there's a little magnet. There's a little magnet down there. And then there's these two little notches that this thing just sets on. And then it just snaps on like that. It's real quick and real easy. Looks like you've got your cable here again. This doesn't have the Bowden already in it, so you're gonna have to probably put that in. We're gonna find out. Okay, so let me unpack the box, the unit itself, and put the unit up on the counter, and then we'll be. Okay. So yeah, this thing's heavy. This thing is heavy. It doesn't look like size difference. Doesn't look like there's any size difference. It is the same size. So, I mean, but it is heavy. There's a lot here. This one already comes equipped with feet. You do not have to put the rubber feet on this thing. This thing has different feet, which I like these. I really like these feet. So, and when you slide them, they don't get caught. With this one, you slide this printer, and these kind of move around. So, to Elegoo, I really like these feet. These feet are awesome. You guys did great. Let's go ahead and take the tape off. And as you can see, when you take the tape off, it has kind of like this electrical tape stuff. There we go. Let's kind of undo the tape. Probably should have done a live. This probably would have been easier. That's okay. And then the film that protects the glass is coming off with it. Okay, then you open this up. Nice and shiny. Centauri Carbon 2. Okay, then you got more foam. Set that aside. Finish taking that off. Then you've got the lid, and of course you got more foam in here. Okay, we're gonna unpack that here in a second. So you got more foam. Let's take this out. Oh, come on. A lot of foam to protect it, which is good. That's good for packing purposes. It's really great. So, oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. So this is new. Alright, so whatever this is, I'm not real sure, but I know that's new. That is not something you see on the original. Let me show you here. So this is your, I believe, your filter, your HEPA filter. Yay! Oh, how easy is that? That just comes right out. So that just comes right out. That's what that tape was holding on. And you can just snap that right back in. That's awesome. So there's a little notch right here that you can just kind of put your finger on and just pull it down. But be careful, because they are made of plastic and these things will break. And then you've got your HEPA filter here. You got your carbon filter HEPA filter. That's just, I'm guessing that's why this is called the Centauri Carbon. There's your fan. That's a big fan. That's a big fan. I'm a big fan. Let's see here. Okay, then you want to put this in like that, and then snap that back in. That is a lot simpler than what you deal with over here. And if you can see it, that's the HEPA filter back there, and it's screwed in. You have to undo those screws to get to that HEPA filter. And by the way, here's the print that's doing pretty good. Yeah, the HEPA filter is a huge upgrade here. Here's your poop chute right there. That's your poop chute. Looks like hardened. That's a hardened hot end. So it automatically comes with one. I had to put one on my Elegoo Centauri 1. This one comes with a hardened steel. And then, looks like you got another fan here. Which is, come over here. That's not there. But, due to the volume of filament that you're using all at once, I imagine you probably got to cool that down real quick. So that's another big fan. There's a blower on that fan. So this is cool. Looks like it comes with the yeah, this is a double-sided. And if you can see there, that's where you find your letters right there at the corner. This is the B side, or the smooth side of the plate. And it's, you know, it's magnetic, so you just line it up and put it back on there. This would be the A side. Right there. That's where the A is. So I put tape on here, which is, it's okay. We'll get it off. Okay. And that's to hold it on there. Uh-oh. Did I leave some? I think I left some. Sorry about the view. I mean, literally, I'm sorry about the view. It's a terrible show. But we won't go there today. Right now, we're trying to... Okay, we'll get that later. It's being a booger. That's the only thing so far that's been a booger. Also, you're going to see these little flags. Basically, it's telling you to remove these screws. So, remove those screws. Looks like the holes for the rods, they've already put plastic in them. So that's good. Yeah, that's good. You don't have to print that out. And this, okay, this is your screen. And it tells you right there, screen. So, yeah, that's your screen connector. So let's get the screen real quick. What did I do with you? Okay, there you are. So here's the screen. Let me connect this real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so the screen was a little bit of a pain in the butt. You have to push these things like this together. If you can see my fingers, you got to push them together like that and then push down. You want to make sure that the screen is on properly. The connector goes straight down, and you want to make sure that you put the screen on properly by making sure that Elegoo right there is not facing this way. It's facing this way. Then you just take your bracket here. Oh, you want to make sure you tuck your ribbon in. You tuck your ribbon in. Let me see here. Okay, put that in. And then you just put it in and push down. You also want to pay attention to the messaging that they put on this printer. Like this, where it says connect to the internet and update the firmware before you use it. So let's go ahead and take this off. And we're going to connect to the internet and update before we use it, because that's what it asked. And we're going to take these little screws out too, because it asked us to take the screws out. Let me get over here to my trusty screwdriver. Oh, that is not my trusty screwdriver. That is an actual screwdriver. I've got so much crap in this drawer. There it is. There's my trusty screwdriver. I always use this. A lot of people, they use Allen keys or Allen wrenches. I don't like them. I like the computer screwdrivers. These are precision screwdrivers. And the great thing about this is it comes with a kit, and you can just remove the heads and just put a new one in it. And also with this, let me see if I can show you here. It has extension points. So these things are awesome. See, as you can tell, you just, push this down. I'm not advertising for this either, but these things are awesome, especially when coming down to these kind of deals. And see, these come out so easy. I love these screwdrivers. Whoever invented the precision screwdrivers, I love you. Not in a gay sense or whatever, unless you're a woman, but hey, I'm married, so I'm sorry. I'm happy married. Been happily married for 21 years. So there's that. Okay, those screws are out. So we done exactly what they asked us to do and took out the screws. Next step would be for us to probably attach the rest of the equipment. Which I'm going to need to read the manual before I do that, but let's take a look at this hood. I'm actually kind of surprised that it does not come with a... I'm going to put you on my lap. I am apologizing right now for the darkness that you are under. I know it feels a little bit like you are in Alaska right now, and I apologize for that. I did not mean to put you in the darkness, but I am trying to get this cellophane wrap off here and to show you this lid. So, what are those? What are those? Okay, is that tape or what? Okay, these are just pads. These are just little foam pads. I'll throw that over there. Here's the lid. There's the printer I'm replacing, by the way. That's the Creality S1 Pro. Yeah. So anyway, here's the lid. Here's the lid. And I guess it just goes on here. Yeah, it just goes on here. As you can tell, just like that. I'm guessing this probably goes towards this side. There you go. And that's what a lot of people are like, this is a weird unit. All that is just a lid. It's just a lid. And this is wide open here. So, I'm guessing, yeah, that's where the, what was it called? Canvas. The Elegoo canvas goes. So that would be where the Elegoo canvas goes. I'm guessing. I'm only guessing at this point. Looks like 3 screws. Let me see here. Maybe, maybe not. And it has instructions right here. Oh, that's what those are. So these little, where'd I put them? Okay, these right here, these are your spool holders. That's what these are. So those are your spool holders. Cool. And we just got to figure out how to put the canvas on. We're going to have to read the instruction manual. No, not the dreaded instruction manual. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. So, let's see here. Yeah, it looks like looks like that's where it goes. Nozzle wipe assembly, yeah, spool holders, filament hub, okay. Then you got your canvas mounting bracket, your thermal cover, 4-pin cable, touch screen, got your toolkit, your spare nozzle wiper. So that's what that one thing was the spare nozzle wiper. Looks like there's not really too much to it. That tells you how to unpack it. Put the screws in the back for the poop chute. And that is the bracket. Okay, I see. So that's the bracket. And that would be this right here. And that's what you set your canvas on. So that's what that is. Let's check on our print real quick because it sounds funny. Let's check it on it. Looks like it's progressing good. It's starting to look like an Eiffel. It's not awful. It's an Eiffel. Yeah, it's starting to look good. So let's see here. Bracket. Looks like the bracket goes right here. So this is where your bracket goes, with those 2 screw holes, and you got 2 screw holes right here. And you put that bracket on there like that, and then your 3 holes right there go on your, right here, on your canvas. And then it just hooks in there, like that. Okay, we'll get that set up. We'll be right back. Okay, so we installed the bracket. All it took is there's these 2 little brackets that nest on this lip right here. And the bracket from the front, I guess I probably should have showed you that before I installed the canvas here. But there's two screws right here. No, that's not it. Okay, there's 2 screws. One that goes on the inside into the machine, and you would think that they weren't the right screws because they're long, but they are. And they go down in, and there's only 2, and then you screw them in. Then the canvas here has 3 screws, and they're little. So little, in fact, I actually lost one and had to replace it with, if you could tell, I had to replace it with an M3. Because, let's see, there's the original right there, and there's the M3. I had to replace it with an M3. It worked, but it's because I lost it, because they're so little. But here it is, and there's what it looks like. Right there. So that's what the canvas looks like on it. We're going to install another piece and we'll be right back. Okay, so this piece right here is called the filament hub. And as you can see, it's got 2 little screw holes on the back. So all you do is you come over here to the extruder, and there's a little hole right there where the filament goes in. You just slide this. Did I do that right? Yeah, you just slide this right in there. And then there's 2 little screws, 2 tiny little screws right here. And you want to put those in the back, right there where the bracket is. We're going to install that and we'll be right back. Okay, so we got that installed. And as you can tell, this is where the filament goes in. And it's got the quad here, so that you can have 4 different types of filament or whatever. go into one extruder. That's what that is. So we're going to check out the next piece. We'll be right back. Okay, so these little brackets here are for your spools. There's for your spool. That's a spool holder bracket. There's 2 screws. They're M3 screws, and they just go on the side, and they go in each of these little areas. There's one, see, one there, one there, and it even has the numbers, like you see here, 1, and this is spool 1. So like this would go like that. And you can see here, spool 1, spool 1. And you just go along those orders. Okay, just like that. We'll be right back. Okay, so after all is said and done, here's what they look like. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's what they look like. And there's your canvas. We're going to install the PTFE tubes, or the Bowden tubes now. Okay, now this is what it looks like installed. So if you look here, you see numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Come up here to the PT or the Bowden tubes. You want to take those into consideration. 1, 2, 3, right here, and then 4. Because these will print in order. So here's what it looks like. Now you understand why they have the big dome that sits. Let me see if I can get this thing on. The big dome that sits on here, covering that mess up, as you can tell. So inside, that's what you got. And then let me see if I can move. Okay, so here's the progress so far of the model. And again, this is the Elegoo 1, this is not the Elegoo 2. Okay, so this is the back. This is where you'll find your serial number, your part numbers, your model numbers. This is where you're going to plug in your power supply. This is where your poop chute goes. This is the connector right there for your canvas. So there's going to be like a bracket. There should be like a bracket. Oh, sorry about the movement, people. Friends. Okay, this is the poop chute. This goes on the inside. Excuse me. We'll figure that out. But here's the cord that connects. So let's get this open. Sorry about the movement. Trying to do this one-handed. Okay, so to the machine. Okay, so I'm guessing that one goes like that. And then you just take this end and plug it into there, like that. So there you go. Now we just need to put the filament cutter and the poop chute in here. And then put the power cable on. And I think we'll be good to go. Okay, so the poop chute's pretty easy to install. Let me see if I can get you in here from the top. The poop chute just slides right in. You can see it's got 2 screw brackets. I'm going to put the poop chute down into there, and you can see it just slid right in. And then there's these screw brackets right here, and you want to just it didn't come with any screws for that. I guess I'm gonna figure that out. But anyway, that's that. And I think once you install the power cord, you'll be ready for your first print if you have filament. And I'll come back when I have some filament and I'll show you guys. But this is how she's looking so far. And now you guys know how these things print. Let me show you what this looks like. Here is the finished product. So as you can see, this is really clean. It's got a few little stringy lines, but I mean, look at the intricacy there of the fence, the antenna. I mean, this thing does a fantastic job. Look at that. Super clean. Fantastic job. And that's what she's doing right there. So we'll be right back with the filament. We're going to turn this bad boy on. We're going to get her started. And we'll go from there. Okay, so I finally got everything set up. But it's been kind of a pain because you've got to go to this, I don't know if y'all can see this really clear. I got fingerprints all over my screen. Excuse me. But you got to go to the settings, and then you've got to go to the device. If you can see that. Device. And then mine finally is hooked up, but you actually got to touch this, and then it will have like a QR code, and you've got to scan that and attach it to your device. Or you can go into the network settings, but the thing is, I'm trying to do that, and it's saying camera not connected. It's still doing the swirly thing, and this has been doing this for hours. And it's saying offline, which is really strange, because if I go over to the let's see here, connected printer. If I go over here, you can see my Centauri Carbon, this one here, it's online, but it's in idle. And if you go to details, it pulls you up, and I mean, this is fine. This one's fine. See? It's fine. It says it's in idle, but it's fine. But you go back over to the Centauri Carbon 2, and you're offline. So then you refresh, and it starts doing the refresh thing, but I'm still getting the same result. So I'm going to have to wait, y'all, until I can get this figured out, until maybe I can contact Elegoo, or maybe Elegoo can contact me. I don't know. But I was able to print out a sample here where you can see the badge plate, and it printed in black and white because I was able to get some filament. I haven't figured out how to print this without this. I haven't figured out how to print with the TPU, because none of the models on here have the TPU setting for some reason. I don't know what that is. But if you look back here, I got some black filament. They sent me some black filament, Elegoo did, and I had some white, and my white's almost gone. But I was able to print this little neat name badge that they had in there because of the black and white. And yeah, it turned out really good. I mean, you can see it printed out the black and white really good. It was a different process. It really was. I mean, because what it does is it prints out this little block right about here. It prints out this little block, and then it comes over and does its thing, and then it goes back, and then it does a dump into the little garbage can thingy, the poop chute back there. Then it comes back over to the block, and does the color again. Then it goes over here and does the color again. So it's kind of a weird process, but I'm kind of anxious to see the different colors. I've got a couple of models that I want to print using metallics, and I want to see how that works out. But we got to get this thing up and going first, because as you can tell, it's still loading. This is insane. I can't even print out a model. And I understand that this is a new system, and it's a new printer, but it's just frustrating when you can't print straight out of the box, you know, except for the models that they give you. So, and I even tried my USB here that they provided and tried to put files on it from my computer, and for some reason it's not accepting them. So I don't know if they need to be OBJ or what, because I'm using STLs. But anyway, so that's that. Oh my gosh, that camera's filthy. So anyway, that's that, and we'll come back, we'll revisit this sometime. Until then, there's not much I can do. So I'm Dr. Sketch. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get all my latest videos. You get notified when I drop my next video. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys right now. Sorry, but sometimes these things happen. When you're unpacking a brand new device, sometimes you run into issues. So hopefully we can get this figured out, and then we can get printing, and I can show you guys some of my cool new updated models. They're pretty awesome. They're pretty awesome. I did this one real quick before we go. I did this one of good old Dr. Sketch. So there's me as an action figure. I haven't quite figured out how to do the actual action figure, but there's my gauntlet that powers my staff, and if you guys can get in there and see, I got my embroidery stars. I haven't painted this guy yet, and my my American flag headband, and got my joints here to make it official, look like an action figure. But yeah, this printed out pretty good. Now I did the same thing I always do. You know, I just went into the, you know, did the what do you call it? Layer paint HD, and did the AI touch-ups. Went into Hexa and printed the set. You know, did the 3D image to 3D, and turned out really well. So we're gonna paint this guy up, and I'll probably show him to you next time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So till next time, guys and gals and guys, I'm Dr. Sketch. Hey, thanks for stopping by the lab.